Thank you, Nick and Amira, for discussing reasons why Lion might consider staying in the Chinese beer market. My name is Hadia Naimyar, and I would like to discuss reasons why Lion should consider shutting down or selling their Chinese breweries. First of all, when Lion entered into the Chinese beer market, it did appear to be an excellent business opportunity, at least on the surface. For example, as my colleagues already mentioned, the city that their first brewery was located in was among one of the wealthiest cities in China. Also, the fact that level of beer consumption is growing rapidly. However, even though beer consumption is rising by 15 to 20% annually, it's still low by Western standards. Current annual per capita consumption in the region averages less than a fifth of the New Zealand or Australian consumption. Another thing I'd like to bring up is the opening of the new state-of-the-art wholly owned brewery that was opened in 1998 with a price tag of $180 million. This brewery gave Lion the capacity equivalent to the total New Zealand beer market and required more employees than all of the New Zealand breweries combined. The apparent problem is the demand for beer in China's market is well below that of the New Zealand market. This led to the brewery running below capacity and the overall cost of the brewery outweighing its benefits. Another thing I'd like to bring up is the fact that the Chinese beer market is highly fragmented. A large number of breweries comprising regional and sub-regional markets. And although it has experienced some consolidation, as my colleagues mentioned, in the recent years, its research shows that it's going to remain a competitive environment and it's going to remain difficult. Other things that are characteristics of the Chinese beer market is the problems with transportation in the region. It's expensive and unreliable, and there's the problem of corruption. Another thing that Nick mentioned was the losses in the recent years. It's in 1999 to 2001, it ranged between 27 million to 19 million. Even though these losses are decreasing and some improvements are being made, the Chinese breweries continue to run well below capacity. And one of China's business philosophies can be characterized by expecting long-term relationships with reasonable returns. The desire for short-term profits and or high rates of return does not bring much success to foreign investors in China. If improvements continue at this rate, it will take at least several years before Lion might see a slight profit, and losses can continue into the millions until then. Thank you. I'm going to turn over the presentation to our last speaker, Joanna Castle.